Where did we came from? 2009. The fossil life in this universe and the first humanoids, creatures with two arms, two legs, a torso, and a head, were created and evolved in the Lyran system. Most, if not all, of the original humanoids of the Lyran system were primates or of primate stock, and to this day many of the deities are primates or have some primate genes. Over the long creation/evolution of life, many non-primate humanoids were also developed. As civilizations developed on the planets of the Lyran Ring Nebula, as the Earth astronomers call it, the humanoids advanced technologically. The capability of space travel was developed. Many wars were fought using nuclear weapons and other forms of advanced technology that are even more deadly than what Earth humans currently have developed. Yeah, and it is give to them here on Earth, and then later there's some dogmatic religion, dogmatic, who point fingers only at people like them, species like them. Say, oh, these are human doing, human creation. Some people don't understand anything. They should just keep it quiet. It would be better for them than pure rubbish thing that they don't understand. Some people are so limited, so constricted, consciously wise. The various civilizations developed different philosophies reflecting the polarities of creation, which we could call negative to positive, another traits of your darling it is. Right? And don't blame this on humans or on earthlings. Claim that only these polarities only exist here on earth. No. Go and amplify your knowledge, your mentality, and your horizons before you say something not very smart and witty kind of statements. Civilizations rose and fell, some were destroyed by others, and war appears to be a dreary succession of wars. Yeah, of course, the wars, nuclear bombs, other kind of laser, all this um, polarity came from off-world. This is not a earthy thing, it is an off-world trait. As the humanoids evolved exploring different polarities of their existence. And then still want to be so spiritual, so good, so placid, yeah, right. Some wanting to escape the conflicts of the light and civilizations, or perhaps simply wanting to establish their own cultures in relative isolation, immigrated from the light and system and looked for suitable planets and other star systems. Planets of the star system we know as Sirius were the first to be settled outside of Lyra. Sirius is 80.7 light years distant from our Sun, and amazing Sirians of both positive and negative orientation have had many important interactions with the developing primitive primate species developing here on Earth. Of course, they are pretty much involved in all the invasions and colonizations here. After all, Prince Jahuba is, or Enlil, is a Sirius. Next, planets of Orion star constellation were settled. As with all groups of civilizations, both positively oriented and negatively oriented civilizations developed near Orion. But Orion civilizations had both negative and the lower stratus stars, and the positive in the upper. By negative orientation mean that most of the individuals and civilizations of Orion sought after service of self, primarily through conquering, domination, and controlling others. Sirius 2, Sirius 2, okay? Andromedas, whatever. Aksharas, all those as well. Don't bring this nonsense here that only Orions like that. This is discrimination. Rather than loving service to others and the recognition of the unity of all. According to the prism of Lyra, the Orions have been responsible for spreading war and suffering throughout the universe in the attempt to conquer and dominate. Why? It was the Dracos and the Sirius as well, which is the Sirius. The Drake became the face of a lion and a humanoid in Sirius, and they are very strong warrior. The next group of ETs to be considered in the drama and this drama are civilizations from planets of a class of 7 blue stars known as the Seven Sisters of Pleiades. In the not too distant past, within the last 60 million years, a group of Lyrans decided that they wanted to develop the civilization in isolation. So they came to this earth to live. While here, they mixed some of the genes of earth primates with their own in order to become better adapted to environmental conditions here on earth. Soon, other Lyrans came to earth, produced some of the same conflicts that the earth Lyrans had left the Lyran system in the first place. So soon other Lyrans came to earth, produced some of the same conflicts that they left the Lyran had left the life system in that first place. Now he don't know that the Lyran he talking about here was a peaceful people until the Draconians and Adults and Sirius invaded their constellation and their planets in a mix up with them and make them free. The same thing happened to Orion, and the girls, the Reptilians, girls in Orion have to defend themselves from the abuse of the others, the dragons, and the Dulce and Sirius, who constantly tried to attack them, and they had to stay quiet and stand all this abuse. So the Queen of Orion had to give away one of her girls to Anu, the king of Nibiru and now in Sirius, to marry him so that they could come into truce and stop the senseless war. And the Reptilians girl were too tough for them anyway. And they were poisonous. A snake and a poison, a dragon's girl, poisonous one. Their saliva were poison. They could just spit like a cobra and kill them from a distant sea. And who protect their kingdom was the girls. So the Lyrans left the earth and decided to settle in the Pleiades. With regard to the earth itself, the founders were the overseers of the Earth Inception Project and facilitated the non-physical aspects of it. The physical aspects of the Earth Inception Project was orchestrated by various Lyran races of ET. The Lyran group had instinctive drives for genetic seeding and genetic manipulations derived from their creators, the founders. They also employed the Syrian group to assist them. Royal and priests suggested that the conscious or unconscious motivation of the Lyran Inception group aside from the pure joy of creating, might have been to accelerate their own consciousness evolution. Yeah, because you all live in a world like monsters, and you come here on Earth, you find more peaceful, nice beings. Then you have to taint their genetics, don't you all? That's why I said our ancestors far better than what we have right now. In the later stages of the creation slash evolution of life on Earth, the Lyran directors of the Inception project needed some extraterrestrial genes that might blend with the genes of the most advanced Earth primate. When they call primate, they mean humans, royal and priestly poor. The Pleiadians, whose ancestors had been Lyrans, were most suitable, since they already had some Earth primate genes in their genetic makeup. Oh, that's why they become white, right? And blondes and Nordics, etc. So they were the primordial seal, as I thought. The Lyran directors of our inception here on Earth needed certain aspects of Pleiadian DNA for the Earth primary. Further, the Lyran directors of our inception induced the Pleiadians to become involved with the developing Earth species in order that the Pleiadians might face their own negativity, which they had suppressed for generations in the Pleiades. And so, somewhat reluctantly at first, the Pleiadians agreed to interact with the developing primitive primate species. They were not primates, they were humans. And these ETs come here and take their genes and they become like humanoids and provide most of the genes that made modern men, and they were albinos mostly. By combining Pleiadian genes with who were the albinos? The humans here on Earth, not the ETs. The ETs became albinos when they stole their DNA, the Earthlings' DNA. By combining Pleiadian genes, primitive humanoids that has developed here on Earth. Now since I have my own way, man, you don't fool me. So, Pleiades are to interact to develop primitive primate species here. They were the primitive one, not the humans here. And humans were the best and provide most of the genes that made modern men by combining Pleiadian genes with primate humanoids that had developed here on Earth. And later came the others from Sirius create their own people. John Sumeria, Babylonia, Africa, not Africa West or East, but Africa, some part of Africa that was not what we have right now. There were other people living there. So they come, they make their own hybrid, they bring the Nagas, that is some reptilians, those came, they mix up with the already Homo erectus in there, then create another species of being. The Europeans and other people already were there many times ago, many years before. And in the Americas and Europe is each one's joined it together. Later they split to make an Iceland with all the climate change. They separated and form an Iceland between Europe and Americas, and they call it the Atlantis. So all the beings came to Atlantis, Grace, Pleiades, and many others. So that was the history of the Earth. Each people has their own mix with different kind of it is. Each region of this planet has their own what they call God, self, whatever, or they call it creator. I wouldn't call them creator. They are just the invader for me. They will always be the invaders, not even colonizers, but invaders. And they were not, and I mean not humans. They never been human. They became half human once they came here and stole our DNA, our ancestors' DNA. Okay. So from what I can now see, humans was not made primarily in Africa. It was a very big lie. Like I knew it. I always felt it was a lie. Humans was modified in different regions of earth, and each one have their own ET master. Each um, race of being, race of human, because each species is a human, but the race is different kind. That's why they classify it as a race. Then later they call it ethnics. Ethnics is, I would say, is a subspecies of one race. Like some tribes have a primary tribe name, and then there's another subspecies that goes below this primary tribe, right? It's just like you say, okay, the difference between Austrian and German, something like that. Or even can go farther, like German and South Europe, and from there on they keep on modifying, differentiate between each other. So that's our history, and I'm here to unfold all this. I'm sick of here the out of your Africa nonsense, and I always knew there's something fishy about it, and I want to have my own set of information.